See, when I listen to Dave talk, Mike, and I hear him tell these stories, I never think any story is just some random reminiscence. I think he's hinting he doesn't want to trade for a reliever this time.
Yeah.
He's looking for a big arm with years of control. So who is that? I think the two names I think about are Mason Miller, who just launches 100-mile-an-hour rockets every pitch for the A's, and Felix Bautista in Baltimore. I would watch those names really closely.
All right, so we talked about those names before. There's also Clase out there, maybe Cleveland Guardians. I don't know. If that's,
I don't see that.
Okay, how about Yohan Duran?
Yeah, that's another name to watch.
Aroldis Chapman?
Well, he's a rental.
Mm-hmm.
To me, he's the only really attractive rental, and the Phillies had a million opportunities to acquire that guy, trade for that guy, sign that guy, never have. So I'm a little dubious on that one, too.
All right, so Jayson, let's talk about Miller and Bautista then, because that's not going to be cheap. You're going to have to give up two of your prospects. Are they willing to do that? Did you get the impression that Dave Dombrowski, and I know he's done it in the past, did you get the impression he's willing to do that now? That in light of what he said about transitioning starters, would they go that far to get that kind of relief pitcher?
Well, you're not naming names, but are you talking about, are they going to trade Painter? No. Are they going to trade Aiden Miller? Mm-hmm. He really doesn't want to. Mm-hmm.
Crawford.
Trade Aiden Miller if it meant Mason Miller and something else. I think he might listen, but I don't think he wants to. So he did indicate that he has no doubt that this team could win the World Series. He thinks they're that kind of team, and he said when you have that team, and he mentioned obviously they have guys who could go to free agency. It's really the last time around for this particular group. I think he's very focused on the fact that he needs to make the big move, and it could get pricey. And he said these are the times when you pay a little more. Mm-hmm. So I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know exactly who he's talking about there. But if it's Mick Abel and one of his better prospects,
Crawford or Miller,
I don't know exactly what that gets you, but it gets you a pretty useful guy, I think.
Yeah. One of the things he said that we're starting to get an influx of talent from the minor leagues, and I kind of my eyes kind of watered when I heard that. So let's here's what he said to you about a certain player.
We're also starting to get an influx of talent from our minor league system. So we didn't talk about Otto Kemp before. Well, we like Otto Kemp. We think Otto Kemp's going to be a player that can help us for years to come.
Now, come on. Now, really, we're trying to now peg him stick him in a hole in left field, and say that it's an influx of talent, that we like Otto Kemp. I mean, you saw the bottom of the order was dreadful last night.
Yeah, but I've heard you talk about this all show, and I would say that you're way too focused on the Otto Kemp portion of that quote. Mike, you've been doing this a long time. I've been doing it a long time. You know as well as I know that sometimes GMs say stuff for reasons you should not take literally. And as I said, I think for the most part, Dave is refreshingly honest in many ways. But when he talks about Otto Kemp, he knows Otto Kemp isn't a difference maker. I don't know that doesn't mean he can't be a depth piece. I mean, for what it's worth.
Yeah, we'll say that then. Say it's a depth piece.
Maybe it's for effect, not for us. For some team, you might want to throw Otto Kemp in a.
Well, then don't use me, Jayson. That's what I'm saying. Don't use me because I see right through that.
Look, the thing is, there were metrics on him in the minor leagues that showed a guy with a definite hit tool, big exit velos. There are teams that love that. I mean, you said this. Does he have a true position? No. Is he an everyday player on a team that's built to win? No. But is he a depth piece or a piece of a big deal? Why not? Like, the other thing is, he kept going there after he talked about Otto Kemp.
Yeah.
Aiden Miller is a top 15 prospect in the sport. Justin Crawford is a top 50 prospect in the sport. Andrew Painter was once the number one pitching prospect in the sport and still has huge upside. All of those guys, assuming they're still in the system, should be in Philadelphia either this year or next. And that's really what he's talking about.
I get it, but he's also talking about the window. You brought up the window, and he said he agreed, but then he vehemently disagreed about the window being open.
He didn't phrase that too precisely, because I've had this conversation with him so many times. What he's trying to say is the window with this group of players closes this year. It'll be different going forward after this year. And that's fine. But when he's talking about the young players they're looking to build around moving forward, he's not talking about Otto Kemp. He's talking Miller, Crawford, Painter, Taillon.
I get it. I wish he would have put Otto Kemp in a better perspective. Now,
right. I know.
Yeah, last night, and we had a call on this. It's really it was an interesting call. Michelle from Houston is watching the game as a Philly fan. She says, are they not better off trusting a left-hander instead of trotting out Kemp, Rojas, Kennedy?
That's an interesting question. I think there are a lot of things going on in that lineup construction. The most interesting are, what does it say about Marsh and Kepler, right? And I think those two guys are a little different. I know Brandon Marsh is hot right now, but this has been a constant topic of conversation since the day they traded for him. Can he hit left-handers? Can he play more than 4 times a week, 5 times a week when right-handers pitch? And they've tried to talk themselves into that, both right after they traded for him and again this winter. It's a big talking point at their organizational meetings. We've never given Brandon Marsh a chance to face left-handers. And then they did it in spring training. They started off trying to do it this season for a week? And then he's never done it. He has not hit left-handed pitching since rookie league.
Yeah. Okay, I get that, but guess
rookie league after he got drafted.
Guess who also can't hit left-handers? Guess who also can't hit left-handers? Rojas, Kennedy, and Kemp. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what a better player maybe should play. I don't know. So,
look, this teams mix and match more than they ever have. They're using all kinds of information to do it. The manager believes in trying to give everybody playing time. Buddy Kennedy is really just a placeholder, either until Weston Wilson gets his act together, or they trade for a right-handed bat at the deadline. As I said, there's a lot going on there. But one of the interesting things that Matt Gale brought up, talking to the manager after the game, was the left-right splits on Framber Valdez are a little unusual. Left-handed hitters have actually hit them better than right-handed hitters. It didn't seem to influence the lineup construction last night, which I found interesting.
Yeah, that's strange. All right, last question for you. It has nothing to do with baseball. Who's Jayson Stark selecting at 3 tonight? You trading back, or you going to take a player?
I knew this was coming.
Of course you did.
This is so you. Look, I'm good with the kid from Baylor, Vijay Edgecombe.
I like him.
I think he's a winner. And I can't see him being a huge swing and a miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they were to trade down and get multiple first-round picks, and it brought them the kid from Duke or
my boy
Johnson,
Malawak, or are you talking about Knipple?
Knipple.
Oh, it's Knipple. All right.
Yeah. I'm okay. This is a situation where I'm okay with trading down, and it just feels like it's just the ultimate Philadelphia draft story. Even when these teams, any of them, have a pick at the top, there's never that guy sitting there who changes everything. Am I right?
Yeah,
never.
You're right. And here's I got a tweet saying that VJ is going to be it brings me a little Markel Fultz vibe, which we don't want to go down at
all. He's been a really good player on teams that have won. I like that about him.
Okay, that sounds good. Always getting that basketball knowledge from you. I love it. Jayson Stark, always a pleasure. We'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Mike. Thanks.
That's the great Jayson Stark joining us on the Mike Missanelli Show. Let's take a break, and we'll get to the calls at 610-632-0975 on General Knowledge Wednesday. Back after this.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Appreciate you guys checking out things with the Mike Missanelli Show. If you want more from us, check out the playlist right here to get this one. Check out all the playlists. There's a lot to watch.